Transnational organized crime, which has long been associated with drug, human, and firearms trafficking, is a severe threat to security and stability, not only at the national, but also at the regional and even global levels. At the same time, it hinders the establishment of legitimacy in society, as well as social and economic development. According to the UN, about 300 million people around the world use drugs, and the number of victims of human trafficking has exceeded 5 million in the last year. These problems are the focus of attention of Uzbekistan and many other countries.
So we're gathered here today, November the 15th, to commemorate for the first time the Day Against Transnational Organized Crime. This is a day that the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime is promoting because, unfortunately, there are many crimes like drug trafficking, like trafficking in persons that are transnational. And the reason why we're here today specifically is to present the strategy, the plan, the program, the national program against drug trafficking that is part of the elements of this transnational day. And UNODC, the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, have a mandate to collaborate with member states, countries, to address these difficult issues. And we provide support to the national authorities, in this case, the National Drug Control Agency, to have good legislation to tackle this phenomena, to have good programs to prevent drug addiction and to treat those that are already having drug use disorders, and to understand by conducting research. For many years, UNODC has been monitoring what is happening in Afghanistan, and the reason why we're monitoring Afghanistan in particular is because for more than 2 decades they have been, we call it the powerhouse of opium poppy cultivation, and the reason why this is important is because opium poppy is an illicit crop that is transformed into heroin. And we have seen that since last year there has been a decline on the cultivation of this illicit crop, and because of the prohibition, we see that there is less availability of this illicit crop, which means that at some point there's going to be less heroin in the market. We can think that that's positive, but because we need to monitor the situation, we see maybe there's less opium poppy, but what we see is that there is more substances like methamphetamine that potentially are more harmful. But it's not only methamphetamine. What we want to see is if drug users, not only in Afghanistan, but in the neighboring countries, are getting into using these other substances that are chemical, not coming from a plant, that can be very harmful for the population.
To bring the fight against drug addiction and drug crimes to a new level in the country, for the first time in the country, the decree of the President of the Republic of Uzbekistan of May 6, 2024, National Strategy for Combating Drug Addiction, Drug Crimes in the Republic of Uzbekistan for 2024 to 2028 has been adopted. In this process, the recommendations of the experts of the UN Office on Drugs and Crime, the International Narcotics Control Board, the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, the International Anti-Corruption Academy, the German Foundation for International Legal Cooperation, and the best practices of more than 10 countries have been taken into account. Today's presentation event is being held in cooperation with the National Center and the UN Regional Office on Drugs and Crime in Afghanistan, Central Asia, Iran, and Pakistan as part of the International Day for the Prevention of and Fight Against All Forms of Transnational Organized Crime on November 15. The day highlights the importance of global solidarity in combating the threats of organized crime, which undermine progress towards peace, security, and sustainable development.